Assalamualaikum and good days. My name is Rahana binti Mustafa. My matric number is A18A0787. We are from group ID 017. Our research title is the COVID-19 Operational Challenge among SMEs in Tourism Sector in Malaysia. For the issue, Small and Medium Enterprise (SME) is one of the economic outcomes that help in economic development in Malaysia. The planned Visit Malaysia 2020 initiative has been cancelled, and all existing visitors in Malaysia has been advised to wait in their home during the MCO. SMEs using small capital than the biggest company, which is affecting them in new norm of COVID-19, moreover in tourism sector. The campaign to stop the spread of the deadly COVID-19 pandemic continued. Next, for background, an epidemic outbreak of COVID-19 has increased the demand of virtual reality technologies and SOP accessories, along with the daily essential for the safety of tourism frontliner worker. This study aimed to identify the operational challenge faced by SME in tourism sector in providing efficient services. The study also aimed to purpose the roadmap of Industry 4.0 to reduce the impact of COVID-19 among SME tourism sector in Malaysia. Next, for the research objective, number 1, to determine level of demand of virtual technologies and SOP accessories usage among the SME tourism in Malaysia during COVID-19 pandemic. Number 2, to identify level of challenges among SMEs tourism in Malaysia during COVID-19 pandemic. And number 3, to examine the relationship between demand and virtual reality technologies and challenges among SME tourism in Malaysia during COVID-19 pandemic. Next, for the research question, number 1, what level of demand for virtual reality technology and SOP accessories usage among SME tourism in Malaysia during COVID-19 pandemic? And number 2, what level of challenges among SME tourism in Malaysia during COVID-19 pandemic? And number 3, is there a positive and significant relationship between demand of virtual reality technology and challenges among SME tourism in Malaysia during COVID-19 pandemic? Next, for the hypothesis, there is a positive and significant relationship between demand of virtual reality technologies and challenges among SME tourism in Malaysia during COVID-19 pandemic. Next, theoretical framework for the SMEs. Sales turnover and number of full-time employees are two criteria used in determining the definition with the OR basis of following. For the manufacturing sector, SMEs are defined as firm with sales turnover not exceeding RM 50 million or number of full-time employees not exceeding 200. For the services and other sector, SME are defined as firm with sales turnover not exceeding RM 220 million or number of full-time employer is not exceeding 75. For the level of demand, it's referred to the right barrier to the implementing best practice were identified as changing demand, limited resources, lifestyle that can create different type of demand that could create turbulence in the operational environmental. Lastly, for the operational challenge, the difference in the breadth of scope of economic responses to the COVID-19 pandemic across country is raised the question of the whether the size of the tourism industry in the destination country is associated with the extent of economic policies measures undertaken by the government around the world to the mitigated the effect of pandemic. This is important issue as the tourism sector is one of the worst affected sector by COVID-19 pandemic, both in terms of demand and supply of tourism services.
Hi, Assalamualaikum and good day. My name is Noraim binti Al Nasri. My matric number is A18A0521. I will continue my friend's presentation for the theoretical framework. As you can see from this diagram, the title is the COVID-19 Operational Challenge among SMEs in Tourism Sector in Malaysia. Independent variable is level of demand for VR technology and SOP accessories, which is demand for VR technology, demand for SOP accessories, and lastly, demand for other needs. For the moderating variable is type of SMEs, which is a tourism sector in Malaysia. Lastly, dependent variable is operational challenge, which is for financial, community, and demand. Now we move to the research design. The researcher choose the descriptive correlation design because the study main goals are and purpose is to determine level of demand for virtual reality technology and SOP accessories in Malaysia during COVID-19 pandemic, as well as to identify level of demand among SMEs tourism in Malaysia during the pandemic. Now we move to the sampling frame. The sample frame for the current study is the tourism SMEs list in the SMEs Corps Malaysia Directory SMEs Corps 2013. Population. The population for these studies consists of 15% of the total population who are members of SMEs registered with SMEs Corps Malaysia. Lastly, plan data analysis. For the research objective first, to determine level of demand for virtual technology and SOP accessory usage among SMEs tourism in Malaysia during COVID-19 pandemic. For the variable, is level defined as a relative degree as of achievement, intensity, and concentration. For the measurement of this objective, STEMI related to the level of demand for virtual technology and SOP accessory usage among SMEs tourism in Malaysia during COVID-19 pandemic. For the scale, we use interval, and statistic is descriptive statistic. Next objective, to identify level of challenge among SMEs tourism in Malaysia during COVID-19 pandemic. For the variable, independent variable evaluate in terms of its predictive power and to seek how much variance in dependent variables they are able to explain. For the measurement, state related to level of challenge among SMEs tourism in Malaysia during COVID-19 pandemic. For the scale, which is interval, and statistic is descriptive statistic too. Lastly, to examine the relation between demand and virtual reality technology and challenge among SMEs tourism in Malaysia during pandemic. For the variable is association independent variables evaluate in terms of predictive power. For the measurement, measure the association of demand and virtual reality technology and challenge among SMEs tourism. For the scale is interval and statistic multiple linear regression, or we call MLR. That's all for us. Thank you.